In this video, I'm gonna share a list of 10 animated movies that don't exactly wrap up with a happy ending. Some of these films are truly emotional roller coasters, so let's jump right in. First up is Grave of the Fireflies, a film that's absolutely gut-wrenching. It tells the story of two siblings, Seita and his younger sister Setsuko, who are trying to survive during World War II in Japan. After their mother is killed in a bombing raid, the two kids are left to fend for themselves in a world that has become increasingly harsh and unforgiving. As they wander through the countryside looking for food and shelter, the film captures their struggles and the bond they share as siblings. It's a poignant tale that highlights the horrors of war and the impact it has on innocent lives. Unfortunately, the story takes a tragic turn, and by the end, we see Setsuko succumb to starvation. The film leaves viewers with a heavy heart, reminding us of the devastating consequences of conflict. Next on the list is Watership Down. At first glance, it might seem like a simple story about rabbits searching for a new home, but there's so much more beneath the surface. This film dives deep into themes of survival, nature, and even violence. The group of rabbits faces numerous challenges along their journey, including predators, traps set by humans, and conflicts within their own kind. The struggle for survival is depicted in a way that's quite intense and not as family-friendly as you might expect from an animated movie about cute bunnies. Even when they finally find a new place to settle down, there's an underlying sense of nervousness because they know that danger and death are always lurking nearby. At number 3, The Plague Dogs. This film is a tough watch because it deals with the suffering of animals in a very raw way. The story follows two dogs, Rolf and Snitter, who manage to escape from a research lab where they were subjected to horrific experiments. These poor pups have been treated terribly, and now they're on the run, trying to evade humans who believe they might be carrying a deadly disease. As Rolf and Snitter navigate their way through the world, their journey becomes one of survival against all odds, but there's a heavy sense of hopelessness that hangs over the film. The ending is particularly ambiguous, leaving viewers wondering if the dogs ever find a safe place to call home. It's a film that really pulls at your heartstrings and makes you think about the darker side of human experimentation and animal suffering. Next up is When the Wind Blows, which tells a deeply affecting story about an elderly couple named Jim and Hilda Bloggs. They live in Britain and genuinely believe that they can survive a nuclear war armed with nothing more than some government pamphlets and their own optimism. It's almost endearing how they try to prepare for what they think might happen, but it quickly becomes clear that they are woefully unprepared for the harsh reality of nuclear fallout. As the story unfolds, we see Jim and Hilda doing their best to survive in a world turned upside down by disaster. They cling to their innocent faith in authority and their childlike optimism, but as radiation sickness begins to take its toll on them, the situation becomes increasingly grim. The film powerfully illustrates the horrific consequences of nuclear war and highlights how vulnerable ordinary people can be in the face of such overwhelming threats. Coming in at number 5 is Mary and Max. This film tells a unique and heartfelt story about an unlikely friendship between a lonely young girl named Mary who lives in Australia and a middle-aged man named Max who lives in New York. Max has Asperger's syndrome, which adds depth to his character and the challenges he faces in life. The story unfolds through letters that Mary and Max exchange over many years. Through their correspondence, we get a glimpse into their lives, filled with struggles, fears, and moments of joy. Even though they never meet in person, the bond they share is incredibly real and moving. Their letters provide comfort and understanding to each other, showcasing the power of friendship despite physical distance. However, the ending is undeniably heartbreaking. When Mary finally decides to visit Max in person, she discovers that he has passed away. This moment hits hard, as it emphasizes the beauty of their friendship while also highlighting the pain of missed opportunities and what could have been. It's a bittersweet conclusion that leaves viewers reflecting on the importance of connection and the fragility of life. Next up is The Boy and the Beast, an engaging film that follows a young boy named Ren who finds himself in a fantastical world inhabited by beasts after running away from home. In this new world, he meets Kumatetsu, a powerful but brash warrior beast who takes Ren under his wing. Their relationship grows into something special, almost like a father-son dynamic. As they train together, Ren becomes stronger both physically and emotionally. However, as he develops his skills and gains confidence, he realizes that he needs to return to the human world to forge his own path. This decision creates a poignant moment in the story because Kumatetsu has devoted himself entirely to Ren's growth, even merging his spirit with Ren to guide him forward. And even though Ren carries on with the lessons he learned from him, he feels a deep sense of loss without his mentor by his side. At number 7, Princess Mononoke, a stunning film from Studio Ghibli. The story centers around a young warrior named Ashitaka, who finds himself caught in the middle of a fierce conflict between humans and the animal gods of the forest. On one side, there's Lady Eboshi, the leader of the humans, who is determined to expand her ironworks and exploit the forest for resources. On the other side are the animal gods, who are fighting to protect their home and way of life. As Ashitaka tries to navigate this conflict, he learns that both sides have their own struggles and motivations. The film beautifully illustrates the complexity of nature and humanity's impact on it. By the end of the movie, both sides suffer significant losses, and although there is a fragile peace established, it's clear that the scars of war remain. In a poignant conclusion, Ashitaka and San, a girl raised by wolves who embodies the spirit of the forest, part ways. Coming in at number 8 is 9, a film set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity has been destroyed by machines. The story follows a group of small ragdoll-like creatures who were created by a scientist before his death. These characters, each named after a single digit, band together to fight against the machines that have wiped out human civilization. The survivors, led by the character known as 9, struggle to stay alive in a world filled with danger. They face numerous challenges as they try to outsmart and defeat their mechanical foes. In an intense climax, they manage to overcome the machine threat. However, this victory comes at a steep price. By the end of the movie, only a few of them remain alive. The conclusion leaves you with a heavy heart as it becomes clear that survival doesn't always equate to triumph. Instead, it often involves significant losses and sacrifices. The future for these remaining characters looks bleak, with no clear path toward hope or happiness. This film serves as a stark reminder that while fighting for survival is important, it can also come with deep emotional scars and an uncertain future. At number 9 here on the list is Anomalisa, a unique film that dives into the life of a man named Michael Stone. Michael is a motivational speaker who travels frequently for work, but despite being surrounded by people, he feels incredibly lonely. The movie explores his sense of isolation in a world where everyone around him seems identical. Everyone has the same voice and the same bland demeanor. This creates a feeling of monotony and disconnection in his life. Everything changes when he meets Lisa, a woman who appears different from everyone else. For the first time in a long while, Michael feels a spark of connection, and it gives him hope. However, as the story unfolds, we see that this moment of joy is fleeting. After their brief encounter, Michael slips back into his familiar state of loneliness, and Lisa becomes just another face in the crowd. By the end of the film, Michael is left feeling as isolated as he did at the beginning. The ending is poignant and emphasizes the struggle many people face in finding meaningful connections in their lives. It captures the harsh reality of inner emptiness and how difficult it can be to break free from feelings of solitude. Finally, at number 10 is Persepolis, an animated film based on Marjane Satrapi's graphic novel. This coming-of-age story is set against the backdrop of the Iranian Revolution and follows Marjane as she grows up in a country undergoing significant political upheaval. Throughout her childhood, she grapples with her love for her homeland while also yearning for freedom and individuality. As Marjane matures, she eventually moves to Europe in search of new opportunities and experiences. However, her journey isn't easy. She faces numerous struggles as she tries to fit into a culture that feels foreign to her. The challenges she encounters leave her feeling disconnected and alienated from both her new surroundings and her roots back in Iran. By the end of the film, Marjane comes to a bittersweet realization: she may never truly feel at home in either world. This sense of displacement resonates deeply with viewers as it highlights the complexities of identity and belonging in times of change.